Hi guys, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be coloring this Barn Friends image from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. This is a red rubber stamp made here in the United States. And here you can see the first image, which I have already colored in with some alcohol markers. And so I thought I would color it in again, but this time using various pan pastels, color pencils, and stick pastels. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp this image out. I do like to use the Tim Holtz platform if you have that, because you can lift the lid right off. And I am going to be using my Catherine Pooler Midnight ink and my handy dandy Blue Knight Rubber Stamps handle to hold on to that so I don't drop it. And we just need a light inking because we're going to go back and stamp that later again. Press that down, make sure we have good transfer. All right, that's pretty good. We can now take this lid off and just move it to the side. I wanted to show you guys a variety of tools. By the way, I have just a piece of sticky grid on the background here to hold my paper in place. But there are different tools that you can use. So these are the soft tools. These are recommended by Pan Pastel, designed for them. So they come in all kinds of different sizes and shapes. We have this oval slice. We have this rectangular slice. We have some flat ones. So there are a whole bunch of different sizes. And then these are the, what are these called? Point sponge bar, I think it is. So there's all different ones of those. And then as I'm out and around, because they are not inexpensive, they do cost a couple dollars. Here's another one that you can pick up some other ones. So they also have their own version with the handle here. And they have these little like socks you can change on there, different sizes. These are little tiny makeup applicator ones. And then I've picked these up in the makeup section of my local store. And then here are the Jane Davenport blenders. These are the white ones. They are double-sided blenders. You can pick those up from Spellbinders. And then these black ones I was able to pick up at Hobby Lobby in the hobby section. So just look around and see what you have. I'm sure there are a couple different things out there that you can use to color in. I'm going to bring in a couple of different colors here. You can pick up some of these Pan Pastels, trays, and miscellaneous colors and tools from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. I'm going to be bringing in some of my other colors that I also own that I've picked up through my shopping. All right. And I will try to remember to tell you guys the colors if I can. All right, I'm going to start with the hay. And for the hay, I think I'm going to go in with some orange shade and yellow ochre. So this is orange shade and yellow ochre. And actually, I'm going to use one of these new sponges. And you don't need to wash them. I just use a paper towel to kind of wipe them off. And don't worry about if you get it where you don't want it, like I just got it on the horse, because the Pan Pastels are very forgiving. They're very easy to blend and clean up. And you can see a little bit goes a long way, and anywhere that you don't want it, you can just rub it right back off with the clean sponge, or we'll go back in with an eraser and clean that up later. I'm just going in with the orange shade now to kind of darken that up a little bit. And again, this is a very easy way to put color down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now anywhere that I got that and I don't want it, I'm just using an electric eraser. You can use any soft eraser and erase where you don't want it. Let's color the barn. Nice deep dark red, brown. This one is called Red Iron Oxide Extra Dark. It's this one here. Again, I know it looks a little messy, but we're going to go in and clean it all up then, and it will all come together. Okay. We need a little bit of green. Green, I'm going to use Hansa Yellow Extra Dark, which is this dark green here. This one. All right, and you can see the majority of our coloring is now pretty much done. I just went in with a darker green there to give them a little more shadow. So now it's just the fine detail stuff and cleaning it up. Let's color in our ponies. I'm going to use neutral gray for this little guy here. And the reason I like the Tim Holtz is because that stamp is still on the lid. So we're going to stamp over this and all the detail will come back to the front. Alright, and then we want to do dark brown on this horse. We're going to use Raw Umber for him. Looks like we have a little bit of some bushes back here. And this is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 sheet of paper, so I will clean it up, cut it down once I'm done coloring everything. And now I'm just going to go in with my little finer tools and just blend out some of those areas that I first just put color down and it's not real neat and tight and clean. And just clean them up, blend them out a little bit better. Little tool comes with the eraser so you can brush off any of those excess shavings from the eraser. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I do want to add a little bit of sky, so we're going to go in with our Blue Knight Rubber Stamps Sky Stencil. Cloud stencil, I should say. And I'm just going in with some light blue. Just adding some of that color in. Okay. So that looks pretty good. If I wanted to go in with some color pencils, I can go in and add a little bit more detail. Still go in with those same blending tools and blend that in a little better, smooth it out. Excuse me. Where's my green sponge? Here we go. And I think that's about it. And like I said, we can go back in and clean our barn up a little bit. And then once we feel that the color looks okay, we bring our stamp back in. We dust off the eraser shavings there. Put our lid back on. If you have the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus, that would also work just as good. Go back in with our Nocturne or Midnight ink. There we have it. And then, like I said, I can go back in and add a little more detail if I wanted to, keep stamping over it. I think that looks pretty good. I think the green looks a little dark on the grass, so I can always go in and erase some of that if I'm not happy with it, or lighten it up in some areas. And then go back in with some lighter green. So we have this really light Hansa yellow shade, which is like a really bright grass green. And go back in and shade some of that in and take some of that darker area out. And these colors really do blend nicely together. They layer nicely together. Very, very easy to color and add that lighter shade over it. So now it's not so dark. I like that better. Before it was just too dark. So yeah, there we go. You just got to play around with it. So again, the stamp set is called Barn Friends. Here you can see the one where I did it with alcohol markers. And here is the one done with pan pastels. So it's just fun to practice with the pan pastels. They go together in no time to make a card front. You do want to set this with a fixative. I just used some Krylon spray to set mine. You want to make sure you do that in a well-ventilated area. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.